having issues, and we won't have a perfect plan. It won't be perfect. There's always going to be somebody who doesn't like it. But let's give everybody a choice. Let's try to. Let's just hold off on these plans. Let's go ahead on with the election. Cut down some confusion. Cut down some of the things that people are saying about you all, and I know most of them sure not true. But let's do things the status quo for right now. Barbara Gray, District 5.
Robert Beer, District 5. I guess I'm confused. It's your job to redistrict, right? And draw the lines. So why don't we just move forward, go ahead and get this done so we'll be through with this. Thank you.
Okay, Carl, I got a motion.
I have something I'd like to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Sylvia. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sylvia Thomas, and I actually represent the North Livingston Homeowners Association. And I'd just like to say that I have been coming to Board of Supervisors meetings regularly for 1 year. I've lived in this county since, I was born in this county, but I moved away and I returned in 2006. And for the length of time that I've been coming here in the past year, I'm represented by District 3. And nothing against Mr. D.I. Smith or anything like that. But for me, I don't really think it matters which of these plans works for me. But for where I live and the folks I represent, nothing has been happening in my district and in my area that should be happening. We have deplorable conditions there with our roads. Little simple things we can't get done. And I've been coming here pleading with all of the supervisors for 1 year. So lines drawn or not, who's going to get roads worked on in my community? Gravel put on my roads. That's what I want to know. It doesn't matter where the lines are. Maybe I'm not supposed to be here speaking about this, but it all has to do with who represents my district. And I'm for the person that's going to help me get my roads done. Doesn't matter. Thank you.
I would like to somewhat agree with Ms. Thomas. It goes back to what I said, what difference does it make where the lines are? If you got a representative who wants to represent you, let them go for it and represent you. I agree even with what Mr. Buchanan said. You know, maybe we not disagree and say with Mr. Johnson, but I understand what Mr. Johnson said.
You can disagree with me, John Bell. It's okay.
No, I'm just going to say, I somewhat agree with the comment that Mr. Buchanan said. One particular place, whether it's Canton, Flora, Madison, Richland, or whatever, should not have control over who they are able to elect by themselves. There should be a choice in all areas, and I agree with that. No lines kind of go back to what I said, Mr. Buchanan, and this time it's fake.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, supervisors. I'm Miller Beeman, and I'm running for nothing but cover. I would like to say, listening to what has been said from the supervisors and the electors, I believe it would be in the best interest to hold on, just wait. I think I've heard supervisors say they have until 2015? And based on what I've heard, and seemingly the confusion and the discontent I believe it would serve us all well to hold on, let ample input come from all involved, and also include, as I heard some mention, the other districts, the Justice Court. Let it all be done once it's finished. I believe you'll save money, time, and confusion. And I would just like to say, we got a good supervisor, and I don't think District 5, as far as I know, I'm afraid to say, will be affected too much by these district lines. But I would just like to say, I think our supervisor has done a wonderful job, the best job that we have seen a District 5 supervisor do. And my hat's off to him. And I would like to also, I've been trying to determine if the supervisors, how they are thinking based on what has transpired here today. I haven't seen signs of disagreement. I would just like to ask a question. Are you in favor of holding on and seeing if we can get a better plan, if possible, or make it understood to the people that have concerns? Are you in agreement with holding on? I would just like to each individual supervisor.
I answer. I was gonna hold my comments until voting on Wednesday, but I'm gonna go ahead and say my thoughts now. Since Mississippi Planning Development just presented us 3 plans, saying all 3 of them good, but just one of them I think meet the 1960 Voting Act law on minority voters, and that is Plan 3. And so we as a majority of this board should look to go by the law, and that's what the law tells us, that we got to protect and the Democratic and the minority seats, and Plan 3 more or less dictate where I'm going to go.
And I'm not trying to force anybody to make a decision, but I was just thinking, if you have feelings, would you be willing to express your feelings about the holding on, waiting for a minute, and try to get more agreement? Seems like you got quite a...
I'd like to answer the question. Since day one, I've had constituents, some of them in this room, talk to me and ask me, what's your feeling? Do you want to run under the old lines, or do you want to run under the new lines? And my answer today is the same as it was then to them. Whatever is wanted, I have no problem running under the old, and I have no problem running under the new. It goes back to what I said. I'm planning on running for supervisor of Madison County, wherever my lines are, and whenever that is. That's my answer.
Let me say something to you, Millie. When it comes down to redistricting, my concern, my interest in redistricting is going to be always the 2 minority districts. And it's not about power banks at that point. It's about those minority districts being minority districts where minority representation is provided on this board. And it's important to me, no matter who or what plan we pick, that those 2 minority districts are still there and provided on this board. One of these days, I don't know when, the voters may determine that. I won't be sitting here, but at the same time, I'm interested in making sure that the minority concerns in my district, those people have an opportunity to elect someone that will represent them. That's all that really matters to me. Other than that, I can go and draw circles around houses that people I don't like and just take them out. I can't do it anymore. So I have to look at this from the plan of the minority community, not the plan of Carl Banks. And I'll be honest with you, I had more input in Plan 1 than any other plan. And Plan 1 left my district almost intact as it had been. The other plans, I didn't have as much input in, but I had to look at them when we were finished and say, okay, Plan 3 does give a greater opportunity for a minority to be a supervisor in Madison County. And so Plan 3, yes, I'm more in favor of Plan 3 because District 4 will and can be represented possibly by a minority, not necessarily. And that's all redistricting means. It doesn't mean you got a guarantee. It means that you keep the playing field where a minority can have an opportunity. And that's all. That's an opportunity. So with that, that's why I'm prepared to move forward with that same thought. And like I said again, I've been involved with redistricting. I've been involved with redistricting through court action in 83. I've been involved with redistricting in 1990, 2000, and now again in 2010, it's 2011. And in each case, the public, all the voters, if we had polled all the voters, we wouldn't have had a plan. It's the Board of Supervisors is charged with redistricting, not the election commissioners, not the justice court judges, not the constables. Under the law, it's 5 men, and that's all. Under the law, there's no requirement for public hearings. Under the law, we're doing a little bit extra. But under the law, we would have already done this. But a lot of times when you do a little extra, that's when you cause more confusion. It's the fact that we're doing a little extra that causes more confusion. You get more people with all of the social networks and social media out there today. You get more people confusing the masses.
I can understand that.
And you know, so, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. My decision is based on redistricting according to the opportunities for minorities in District 4 to have the opportunity to win. That's all I'm interested in District 4 and District 5. I came in through the redistricting process in 83. When I got elected, there was a special election held. There was a lawsuit at that time. And it will and can happen again because the districts are just as out of kilter as they were back in 1983. And yes, a special election was ordered, and the county did have to spend money. Those are the things that happen. Now, what we're trying to do, I think, is go ahead and get the district lines laid out. People know, of course. You know, the funny thing about it, I was in the Walmart nursery 2 days ago, and I met a lady in the nursery. She lives somewhere around Lake Lawn, and she told me that she didn't know who her supervisor was or what district she lived in. And you're going to find that a vast majority of people are not confused because they don't know who their supervisor is and what the district they live in. They go to work every day and come back home, they take care of their yards, they take care of their family, and then when it's election time, they go out and vote. And that's what happens. A lot of people who are interested in the process or interested in a particular supervisor will spend more time getting up and getting out and seeing what's going on. And then those people are the ones that actually get the folks on election day to vote the direction they want them to vote. And that's what happens. And that's the process. And you know it and I know it. Because you pick up people all the time too and take them to the vote. You ran for supervisor. So you know that people out there the knowledge that they have sometimes is a lot less than what we think. And I've been supervised a long time, and I still meet people in my district that don't know what district they live in, and I have to tell them. So, I mean, that's just part of the process. But, and we do have a motion and a second to close public hearing. We are hearing the same information over again. I know there are people out there that want to run under the old line, and I know there are people out there, some of them want new lines. So what we're going to do, we're going to make that decision stand on Wednesday. I was prepared to make one thing. But we're going to give an opportunity for those people to try to see if they can get us to vote in their direction on Wednesday. And that's fine too. But like I said again, I am partial and at this point ready to vote for district plan number 3. That gives District 4 the highest percentage. It also has the lowest deviation, and I'm satisfied with it. I think it's just like any other plan we've already done. Okay.
And oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Beeman. A good question. You heard the comments that I made earlier. To show how complex the issue is, it doesn't make any difference what the board votes on Wednesday. It's still not a done deal. And that's why I'm opposed to us continuing to try to confuse the people. I mean, all this is a futile effort right this minute. We're going to vote under the existing district lines as they have existed for nearly the last 10 years, unless a judge intervenes and tells us to do otherwise. I've explained earlier how we've already started the election process. People have spent a lot of time, effort, and thought in deciding whether or not to run, and they expected to be living in the district and voting and running in the district where they live. We've got options up there that have people out of the districts where they live, where they thought they would be running. We've got election commissioners that don't live in the district where they're currently today the election commission. Hopefully some of those things can be fixed in the next 2 or 3 days. But this is a futile effort, at trying to do something in a very short period of time when it's not necessary to be done, and it's just simply, particularly the lawsuit, I supported and I voted for doing it to see if we could get a temporary restraining order. The judge turned us down on that. It's time to stop that effort and let's just move forward, hold the election under the existing setup that we have now, just like we did previously 20 years ago, and then do the redistricting.
No, go ahead, sir.
I know the reason a lot of times for the confusion is somebody has something they are looking at, and they may not be looking at all of the other things that you're looking at. I understand that. But as citizens, I feel with good leadership, you can make it so that they will have had an opportunity to see what you are talking about and you see what they are talking about, and then come to a consensus as to what we can do together. As elected officials, you represent the people, and in their absence, I thought you were supposed to act and speak for those people. And to work and act against them, I understand that each of you have districts, but when you come together, I feel that you will have to come together in a way that you can represent all of the constituents of Madison County together. And I know that can get to be complicated. but I was just hoping that that would happen. And Carl, I understand your minority concern. Yes, I certainly understand that, but I also understand that maybe there is a way, and I can see that you are so on Plan 3. And how would, let me ask you a question, how would the other plans work for you? Would it say that you wouldn't be able to get elected possibly?
No, well, like I said again, it's not about me. I feel like my getting elected is the least of my concern at this particular point. It's not about me getting elected.
But the minority district.
It's about minority representation. You know, I can drop dead tomorrow. There's no guarantee on me. I'm not interested in whether or not Carl Banks will get elected. If I was going, like I said again, if I was going to draw a line, draw a district from Carl Banks to get elected, I'd be trying to draw where I do all my friends work. That's not what I'm interested in. Like I said again, this Plan 3 is not, I had probably the least amount of input on Plan 3 and 2 of any plans that's up there. But Plan 3, after I just showed it to me, it made sense. I said, fine.
Okay, I think I've been up here too long, and I was just wondering if the other plans would make your district a non-minority district. Okay. Then that was the reason why I was saying, with what you have heard here, I think it would be in the best interest of us all, and the tax base and everything, to hold on.
Again, I'm Teresa Mayfield, and I really have to address something that Mr. Banks had just said. In a state where we have racial issues, you just made the comment that you are basing your opinion and your vote for these maps based on how many blacks are in that community. The difference between 2 and 3 is less than 400 votes, the proposed plans. The proposed plan for map 2 and the proposed map for plan 3. The only difference is about 400 votes. I think major concern should be that whoever is best for this office is the one that's elected, not whether they're black, white, or purple. And I really took issue with that. Because I have many black friends, and I don't think, I mean, I understand they need equal representation, and I will run in District 4 if it's 10% white, 90% minority. I don't care about that, but the point that you made.
The point that I made was that the district should be, that a minority should be able to achieve election.
And that's why. Yes, sorry.
I did not say that it was necessary that a minority would be elected, because all we want is the minority would have an opportunity to have choice, and that opportunity then would be anybody that puts their name on the ballot. So yes, the minorities could say, I like her, and the majority say, I like her, and her, and you would be the winner. But under the Voting Rights Act 65, they talked about redistricting. They also talked about not going back. There's a sense of going back and trying to go back before people. Now, the district, and as far as it's right now, the district has 53%, I think. And it's just one. There's one up there that's 55. There's one, 2. One is 53, and another plan is 57. 57 is more for, I'd say, any particular minority that would run. But it does not guarantee that minority is going to win. It's looked at as being more of a swing district anyway because of the population district percentages. But no, it's not my job as a minority representative is to make sure that, yes, I do keep that district, but as much minority as I can. That's my job. That's what I represent. That's what I am. And I represent the Madison, district as a whole, but that's what I am. And I know when we set up in federal court in 1983, I know how the district was laid out. And I know what the responsibilities were for the supervisors that sat in the district since then. And I'm sorry, if you feel that I should not be interested in whether or not the district had an opportunity for a minority to be represented in Madison County through that district, but that's the way it is. I do believe that a minority should have an opportunity to represent a minority on this board through that district in Madison County, and I'm going to feel that way naturally till the day I die.
Well, I agree as far as the minority is concerned, and every district should have someone representing them. I totally agree that that is an option for every district that we have here. I kind of felt like that my being a citizen of District 4 was just negated. That that the interest was not there to represent me. And that's why I just wanted to address that issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Tam.
Yep.
Pat?